Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, rules can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and on my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play those karmic themes to help you understand why everybody's doing what they're doing. I hope everyone's having a happy Sunday, or maybe if you're in somewhere else, it's Saturday and it's not Sunday, or maybe it's Monday where you are. Wherever you are, I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Drop in the comment bar where you're from. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you already know that you have to write the word of the video in the comment bar. If you forget it, it'll be in the description box along with all other important information. I have some exciting news before I jump right on into the reading, and that is come May 1st, I will also be on Social Goats. Now, what's really good about Social Goats is I will be able to have my subscription for my coaching at a very affordable price through this. Again, it's not going to be in thousands of dollars anymore because a lot of people can't afford that. And I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to do it through Patreon, but people were coming in at all different times, and it was difficult for me to actually charge what I wanted to charge and be able to do the amount of people that I wanted to do, because people would just come on when they felt like coming on and not really during coaching. So I would actually be on, instead of the 2 hours, I would be on for like 8 hours. And for $7.99, a month, well, obviously, me being on a few days, I was never going to be able to afford to do that. So me figuring out that didn't work. Now, what's so great about Social Goats, just so that you guys know, is that you're not just getting my content, you're getting hundreds of other people's content, the best of the best spiritual people, anything that you really want to know. Even if you're a gamer, you can, again, not just have the opportunity to play along, create your own content, but actually make money. So it's something I'm really, really excited about, because I will have my podcast, the long versions of YouTube education classes, interactive podcasts and live streams on Social Goats. So if this is something that interests you, if you sign up before May 1st, right now, there's no money. You just sign up and you will get, I guess, whether it's notified or when that time comes, but the price is going to be really affordable. And when I say really affordable, I'm talking about under $100 to belong to this. So it's something that, like I said, if you are on your healing journey and you're interested in learning more about spirituality and healing and whatever else, this is going to be the platform. It's going to be a combination between YouTube, Netflix, and Mind Valley. So it's phenomenal, and it gives you the opportunity to make money. So I'm telling all my clients about it. I'm telling everyone about it because it's something that I'm really excited that I get to be under one, like, umbrella per se. I don't have to be log into like Blog Talk, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Like I said, I can do it all from one platform. All right. I just wanted to put that out there. The word of the video will also be in the comment bar, I mean, in the description box. And don't forget to write the word of the video in your comment bar. You'll know if I chose you if I wrote the word winner underneath your comment. Now, also know that all readings that I give away are done live, no exception, because I believe in spiritual law. And unfortunately, now I'm going to have to take payment before I do the reading if you book it privately, because someone booked a private reading with me yesterday and they still haven't paid me. And they're like kind of jerking me around with the payment, where it's like, I explained to them that all readings were done live. They didn't like that answer, but they thought, well, I'm just going to get a reading the way that I want to get a reading. And I'm not really going to do the same for you, honor your boundaries. And that's what we call people that are shady. And know that if you're watching this, if you are someone that found me through my YouTube channel, you will not succeed in life because people that put that energy back, especially to spiritual people, get it back tenfold because out of the kindness of my heart, I gave you more time, more energy, showed up for you, and really you had ulterior motive. So I wish you luck, but like I said, now I'm going to have to take payment beforehand. I used to be able to just do the reading and someone would pay me after. Well, the world is turning. And unfortunately, even on this channel where people claim that they want healing so that they like what their life looks like, but they don't want to live in accordance to the right type of character. See, we can't just be in alignment when we want something. We actually have to live that because the universe is always watching. So if you're doing something to give people the perception that you're a certain way and you're really not that way, the universe sees it. So, like I said, you're not going to be successful if that's the way you navigate your life, no matter what you do, because the universe corresponds to your true essence, and your true essence is that you're a liar and you're a cheater. So, like I said, I hate to make new rules like that. I hate to be like that, but unfortunately, one person ruins it for everyone. 30 years in the business, never had that happen. Had that happen to me yesterday. So, like I said, I guess I'm lucky. 30 years in the business and never had it happen, but it takes a whole lot of low to do that when you're talking about scripture and you're talking about healing and you're talking about really helping a person. Like I said, okay, so let's see what the word of the video is. The word of the video is release attentive repressed nature. That's when a person wants it, but they don't want it. That's when it's again, they're holding on to like this cognitive dissonance. Um, And when it says release it means we have to get to a place of spiritual equilibrium. And that means we have to come to a place of surrender. And we're able to do that when we let go. And so I'm feeling like you're in connection with someone that you're like, I don't really see how it can ever be any different because whatever you showed me that I can't trust you. What you show me is that you don't really have a problem hurting me. Like it's more about winning than it is about, it's more about winning for you than it is about actually like nurturing the connection. And no, because this person doesn't believe in equal give and take reciprocity type of connection. So you have feelings for this person, you love this person, but you also know that they're not in alignment with you. They're not on your vibration, that you would never get along with them. So again, I feel like you want this, but you don't. And this person also is like, I have strong feelings for you, but I know that you're not going to make it easy for me. I see that you have boundaries. I see that you're guarded. I see, which means that I have to come in and give work. And this person doesn't really know whether they want to do that. And not because of you, but other connections that they've had that haven't worked out. And so a lot of times we hold on to like, again, that repressed and attentive nature, right? Again, like the person is like, I want it, but I don't. And they're again suppressing how they truly feel. And I feel like even if you're angry and you're not saying anything, you're just in separation from this person, you're still suppressing. You're still not just suppressing, but over time, repression and repressed energy is energy that you don't even know that you're holding on to anymore. It's become a habit. It becomes part of you. So I feel like you've been in connection with this person for a long time, but you've also haven't gotten what you wanted in it. And there's a sense of not being able to move forward. And that's what this person feels too. The same exact thing, like you're mirroring each other's energy. And so we know that it's going to be a past life karmic mate because past life karmic mate connections are difficult. They bring about all the triggers and the wounds that are repressed up that we don't even know that we're wounded. It's that we're traumatized, that the relationship is awakening thing, which is why, again, both of you don't want it because things then need to be, well, it needs to be my way. And no, the other person says, no, it needs to be my way because neither person feels safe. The underlining energy is shame. And that's just, I feel like this person like is in a place of shame. Relationships don't work out for them. It's like the underlining energy is shame. They came into the connection with that karmic wound. And so I feel like if you're connected to someone that has shame, what you're going to see is a lot of self-sabotaging behavior where the person just gets in their own way. If the person gets in their own way, they do things that, you know, are going to create separation, intimacy issues. Intimacy at its basic level is trust. So this is, again, the need to like to release it means either let it go or come to a place of forgiveness where you're like not willing to do either one. And I feel like this person like knows that. And because of that, they're not, I feel like they're not coming towards you, but then life isn't progressing because then you're holding on to anger, is what I feel like. And dealing with them again, they're self-righteous. So again, they don't want to listen. I feel like dealing with this person, they got to a place of being really cocky, acting like that they couldn't fail, acting like they just didn't care. When really, I feel like this person really feels inadequate. And I say that because attitude, right? It's again, they tend to be like in their own world. So that will happen if a person feels inadequate. If a person feels like that they're shamed, they feel that people don't like them. It's because shame is embarrassing, right? That when a person is shamed, they're embarrassed. And so it's the energy that this person holds. So again, they automatically go into a connection and they think that people don't like them. It's not that they're conscious of it. That's the repressed energy. But because this person has these repressed feelings about themselves, they are going to project because that's how the spirit clears itself. The spirit clears itself by, again, projecting. You say something and you whatever you say doesn't even really need to be doesn't need to be all that serious. Meaning you could say something like, "Oh, I thought that you wanted to go to dinner at Taco Bell tonight instead of Burger King," and this person would find an issue with it. They see what they look for. They see everything through the lens of their shame. And people that are shamed that feel embarrassed, what again, self-righteous really is the default. It's again, it's a second chakra imbalance where the person then overcompensates to make you perceive that they're confident, that they know, when really, again, they don't really feel adequate. They feel like they don't belong. And knowing that you had expectations of them. And I feel like this person had expectations of you too. Now, expectations doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, you were going to do it. But if you were super nice to this person and they were acting self-righteous, they wanted everything on their terms. They're trying to control the narrative. They just had expectations that you would go along with it. And I feel like you had expectations that this person was going to treat you the way a soulmate is supposed to treat. And that's understand soulmates, we get many different kinds, but when we are connected to someone that feels like home, that is saying all the right words, that's presenting themselves to be someone that they're not. Of course, you're going to have expectations before you got to know this person. And Spirit says, well, that's where your wound is. because you had expectations. We see what we look for, and that means, this person represented passion, they represented love, they represented fun, they represent everything that was lacking in your life. And then, but the thing is, that was the only power that they had. It's not that that's who that they were. Understand, this person's wounded. They're coming into the relationship looking for the wounds, looking for the problems, looking for reasons why they shouldn't be with you. So again, any little thing that you say is going to trigger them. And here it is, you're looking at them in the exact opposite light, which is, wow, like I have a strong connection to you. I really like you. I'm attracted to you. I can have fun with you. I feel like, again, you're going to bring happiness into my life. You're going to bring passion into my life. So Spirit says that's the karmic mate. Again, the relationship went fast. And understand this person did know that that's what you assumed because that's the painting that they drew. Okay, that's what they represented to you. They knew that that's what they were doing. That's the betrayal, where shame, again, when person is shamed, they continue to unconsciously, because they have this repressed energy that they're not aware of, continue to play out betrayal. Again, sabotage the connection. And really, that's what you see here. And it's not because of you, but it's because of how they feel about themselves. Like, again, they feel out of tune. They don't feel like they don't belong. They feel like they're in a world of their own. And so, no matter what you do, is not going to be enough for this person. They would be an empty well. So we look at one more. And that is, again, distracted. So you just felt like this person was there, but they weren't. So when they were with you, they were distracted, not present. So maybe they were thinking of someone else. Maybe, again, they just were disassociated. People that have this betrayal and shame, it's not uncommon for them to overcome because it's uncomfortable to be in this embarrassing, uncomfortable energy where people are just kind of looking at you like they're disgusted because of, again, the behavior. But the behavior is created because of that repressed energy where this person doesn't feel like they belong. They feel like, again, that they're cut off from love. Now, unconsciously, this person does what they do because of that. They don't know that. It's, again, repressed energy. An experience happened that made them really have shame. But again, we know that's sabotaging behaviorisms. When they get into a relationship, it's all about betrayal because the person's living more from their addictions. And part of this is they're not present. Again, if they're distracted, they're not present. So what you have is a person that's there, but they're not really there. Physically, they're there. Emotionally and psychologically, they've checked out. And that's, again, psychological trauma creates this severe psychological trauma. And again, one that creates shame is. But this is what you're dealing with. The person came into the connection like that. It's like when we see, again, well, how do they feel about you? You are the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning. I am filled with regret. Again, what's not uncommon, shame. You're going to see shame, where this person is going to realize their mistakes, but only after it's too late. Again, that's what shame is, bringing up that same energy, which is that imprint on the subconscious mind that happened many, many years ago. So this person continues to live these karmic cycles, either that or they're alone. But the message, nevertheless, is that they're cut off from love. Either their life can work, but they have to be alone, or they're in a relationship. That's always what they're going to create. I'm working up the courage to contact you. Again, what we see is that they, again, sabotage their energy. So what's good is that this person has to surrender their ego to come back. Remember, they were self-righteous. They didn't want to look at anything. So they finally see what they did, but again, after they destroyed the connection. And I feel like it's not about feelings. They have feelings. It's the fact that that there's a sense of not believing that they're deserving of love. Now, this doesn't mean you're supposed to be with them. It's just to create awareness for you of why things played out the way that they did in your connection. Otherwise, a lot of times you know, you'll perceive yourself differently due to how someone treated you and not consciously. It'll affect your next relationship. You make me nervous. Well, again, you're confident. This person's not confident. You had expectation. This person knew that they couldn't live up to that expectation. So understand you would make them nervous. And also, I believe that you're direct and you know what you deserve. And this is why part of you is like, I don't understand what the problem is. If you have a connection to me, why does it look like that? Why do you keep sabotaging the connection? Why? Because the person has shame. And again, you make them nervous because they're not strong in themselves. When a person's not strong in themselves and they know a person has expectations and they have feelings, well, there's a sense of, I don't think I can be on your level. And that's before they even enter into the connection. And when they enter into the connection and that's their belief, well, then again, the self-sabotaging behavior plays out and that's shame. It doesn't mean that this person doesn't love. It means that they have psychological reversals where they were brought up in an environment where they were taught that they weren't loved. And again, so they don't really believe that they can have it. So unconsciously, it comes out in their behaviorisms. Please don't give up on me. Everyone gives up on this person. It's again, abandonment is what's underneath shame. It's, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving. I can't stand the thought of you with someone else. Well, you have to realize that every single relationship, spirit brings in to heal. Doesn't matter if we're with the person or not. Spirit doesn't care. Spirit only cares that we evolve back into our original energy of unconditional love. So again, what we see here is that this person is looking at someone aside from themselves, which is good because again, this self-sabotaging behaviorism of shame is usually when a person is stuck in their own reality. And this is why they continue to do what they do. So even if you're not with this person, Spirit's saying again, that I'm still allowing healing. But we'll look at some more to see if they feel anything else, if those feelings are contradicted by any other feelings. I'm sad that we just aren't meant for each other. And I feel like this person says that because they don't think that they can live up to your standard. So it's almost like because otherwise they wouldn't be sad. You know what I mean? They're sad because you require them to, come to you correctly, to have an equal give and take reciprocity type of relationship. They can't do it. So their ego gets involved and over time, again, looks for reasons of why, you and them wouldn't work out. But I believe it's mainly because this person knows that they're not on your level. You would never make things easy. I can see us getting together again one day, though, just not now. So it's again, this person holds on to a lot of like, again, cognitive dissonance energy. I want it, but I don't, which is how this reading started. It's like that attentive repressed nature is that. It's that this person is like fixated on it, but in that they're not fixing themselves, they're not learning. And so it's again, they wouldn't be sad if they didn't want it. They don't see how, but there's a sense of I'm not closing the door 100%, I just don't know what I want in my life right now. And it's again, that's why they're all over the place. And it's because, again, of this energy, because it's not an easy connection. You're not giving in. If this relationship is going to work out, it's because they're going to come in correct. And what it is for you is, yeah, there's a connection, but I'm tired. I'm tired of like it shouldn't be this difficult. This person makes it difficult before the relationship's even gotten off the ground. And I feel like, believe it or not, if the connection was, if this person would make the decision that they wanted the connection, they would give 100%. It's getting them to a point of like wanting it, whereas again, they convince themselves they don't want it. So again, they are suppressing their feelings through eating. Again, that's when a person drinks a lot, they smoke a lot, they eat a lot. It's again, they're pushing their emotions down because it's like, I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to do about this situation. Well, it would require them to change. That's why they don't know and they don't want to feel. Again, they're paranoid. Paranoid you might meet somebody else. Paranoid that they're not going to make the right decision. And it's because they don't trust themselves. Again, because they never healed that original wound. They inherited, again, family patterns where, again, I feel like they grew up in that type of an environment. The environment that didn't make them feel safe, an environment that really made this person have a lot of the habits and behaviorisms of sabotaging themselves, where they were made to feel not good enough, not worthy, inherited ancestral karma, whatever that could be. I feel like it's a poverty consciousness that's usually a root chakra imbalance because family we know is connected to the root chakra. So ancestral karma makes a person like hold on to a lot of angry energy. So they're not really present anymore. Again, it doesn't feel good to hold on to this energy of being mad. No one can do it. So what happens is we all want to escape that feeling over time. So we reach out and do different things. Some people shop a lot, right? It's a little dopamine hit. Some people go to the bar and they kick back a few drinks. Some people drink, some people run around with different people. This person has sabotaging behavior. It's again where this is the way that they learn to navigate their life because they feel inadequate about themselves. Not because of you, but because again, the family patterns, again, how our parents talk to us, the environment that we grow up in, how we see our parents talking to each other. If it's with disrespect, if it's a codependent relationship, if it's a trauma bond relationship, it's again what you're gonna see is like the reenactment of the same environment that that person grew up in. That's what they create. They're stuck in their trauma. They're stuck in the shame. They're stuck in that. And with that, there's behaviorisms and habits that are just sabotaging to the connection. That's why this, like, it's a spiritual issue. So it's not 100% going to make sense. But when you look at this person, what you're going to see is that they're going to be continuously suppressing their emotions and not really feeling their emotions, maybe even acting as if everything's okay. But really, it's like they're in a place of disempowerment. So it's going to make you feel as if they're always putting you in a place of disempowerment because they would ask you to compromise the way that you're living because they feel inadequate. You would have to compromise yourself. And that's the issue. So again, this person's burdened. And they're burdened through, again, not just this. I want it and I don't, which is a big burden because the person can't move forward. But they're burdened by the wounds of the past. and the karma that has come from those wounds, which it is what makes it very difficult to move forward. Like I said, so if this person was in a connection with somebody else, which again, karmic contract, I feel like they were in a karmic contract and they only know how to manipulate because there's a sense of feeling lack. But now lack could also be this person doesn't feel good because they were in a karmic contract at one point. It doesn't mean that they just got out of one. It doesn't mean again that they're in one. They could have been in one a long time ago, but they never healed. And being that they never healed, that is the subconscious, you know, blockage that this person's holding on to. And so because that's the blockage, there's a sense of shame, and shame comes out as always like there's a lack because the person's acting like their identity is, again, the money that they have, the relationship they have, the life that they have. They're not happy with the life that they have. They're blaming the life that they had, again, their life that they have now on the previous relationship, which makes them again not know whether they want to be in this connection because I have feelings for you, but I don't even know what I want. And that's the right thing for them to feel. However, they're terrified you're going to meet somebody else. They're like, yes, I know I'm not ready to be with you. I know I need healing. However, I don't want you to move forward, which is a very normal and natural emotion. I'm not saying that you need to be with this person or feel bad, but this person has genuine feelings for you. What we see is a lot of self-sabotaging behavior because they don't really believe that they're deserving of it. And so, again, is there love? Yeah, they have it. It's just this is what it looks like because they're fragmented. But in the fact that time has like it's only moves forward, that it's pushing them to heal because they don't really want you to meet somebody else, because even though they don't know what they want, there's still this underlining sense of I know I'm going to regret it if you meet somebody else, because down deep inside they know, the higher self knows, you're my person, I'm stopping this because of everything, because I don't like my life, because look at my life and I'm judging my life on the past connection that I had instead of what created that past connection. How did they contribute to those imbalances? They don't know how to do that. They don't never did shadow healing. So it's normal too when a person hasn't healed to look at their life after their life has been, ruined, or they will seem as ruined or sabotaged in some way, that it's this person's fault, where really this person knows came into that previous connection with that wound to sabotage, believing that they're not deserving of it. So again, their habits and their behaviorisms are sabotaging. So again, when we see sabotaging, when they feel like they're not enough, that they don't have enough, where really, again, they feel empty inside, they take continually risks. There's a self where they care about a self-image a lot. So again, their ego really runs the show. They're terrified of rejection. So they're, again, when you're in a connection with them, they're jealous because they have to have the upper hand. And here it is, you're very strong. And so again, when they can't deal with it, it's again, they check out. But again, this is a past life connection. So, it's like I said, that this is how a person heals. It's not an easy, smooth transition. This person is going to again feel angry. They're going to look at their life and say again, I don't have enough. They're going to look. They're going to want to change that. It's again, and it makes them reflect back to again parents, and again where the original wound came from, again, which is ancestral karma, like victimization, when really this person is the one that sabotages their connection because of the unresolved trauma. So as long as that trauma is not healed, they will always stay intimidated with you. because again, you're not dummying down. You're expecting like someone that's in the second grade to like act like a mature college student. That would, no, it's again, they're not mature. They're stuck in the trauma. And again, it came from the family that they grew up in. So that trauma could have happened at 8, could have happened at 10, could have happened at 15. It's again, they lived a certain way. So healing doesn't feel good. And a lot of times it actually feels wrong. And that's this person doesn't trust themselves. So the relationship actually kind of feels wrong sometimes because they're afraid of it. That's their higher self actually trying to like stop them from actually being in a relationship. So then this person is like, well, I can be in a relationship as long as it's going to look this way. And that's not a relationship. That's a one-sided relationship that you would never tolerate. And so again, the person's presented with either rise up and change and heal and do the work or leave. Don't like walk away. They can't walk away. That's the problem. You can't walk away. That's the problem because there is this karmic cord. There is the cord is connected through again the heart and mind. And that's this person's a past life karmic mate. So understand that that cord is always going to be there because there's unconditional love. Your choice of focus makes that cord get severed, where this person needs to do the healing so that they really are not corded to you. It's again because corded to you without giving you the time or the energy is all about dominance and control. And where instead of building a genuine connection, and a genuine connection is built through creating like intimacy, trust, experiences, memories, creating a bond, which this person knows, but you intimidate them. So they either can have do the healing, rise up, and be in a balanced connection, which obviously is what they really want. They just don't think that they can do it, which again, healing doesn't feel good, but this is the dilemma for this person. And so again, they want it, but they don't. They don't know what they want. But again, and they need to stop listening to other people. It's like I feel like this person needs to like learn how to trust themselves because they ask too many people and everybody has an opinion. And remember, this person comes in and sometimes they say, I want to be with this person, but they do this, they do that, they make it difficult, they don't give any time. So again, people are going to say, don't bother with a person that's flaky because they're making it sound like you're flaky when really they're the flaky one. And other times they sound like, I really care about this person. Then they're around people that say, hey, go for it. But they ask too many people, and depending on how they come across is the answer, and it just confuses them. And then they don't know what they feel. So it's again, it pushes them back in their head. So again, this person watches you on social media, and the internet is their way of staying close and trying to find out about you. It's again, that's not intimacy. They're afraid of intimacy. That's what like a stalker does. That's someone that's afraid of intimacy. So again, all those things need to be healed. Our destiny, like is calling. I think like preparations are underway to take the next step. So again, this person just, again, it feels like you're going to be moving forward and they know that they can't, you know, continue to stay in this stagnant place because they feel that you're pulling away and it's triggering their fears that you're going to leave them for good. So that's why they come to you, but they're not 100% understand they're triggered and old patterns are surfacing and it hurts. So I believe that this person is going to come to you, but it's going to come to you before they're really ready, before they've done the work. That's the problem. They hurt you and they're sorry and they hope that you can forgive them someday and make you understand that they were acting from a place of fear. And again, they feel like they're connected and they know that they can't let fear get in the way of that truth. What we see here is like a recognition of a lot of fear, a lot of fear, which this person knows that because a long time ago they shut down those parts of themselves. Again, so like you make them like awaken those parts, but it's not something that, again, they are 100% stable in, that they're strong in. So again, when we ask what are they doing, they're working through it. It's like because they don't know what they want right now. And I don't even see them coming towards you. Like I said, I see them asking a lot of other people and it's confusing them. I feel them, trying to like think for themselves, which is what they have to do. They have to do this part in order to do that. I feel you even though we're apart. Again, all this is still awakening to them. When I even pull from other decks, I'm like, I'm getting the same type of energy, which again is just this person reflecting a lot and realizing that you are, that you're, I'm like trying to pull, like, but want from the same deck. Um, I love you unconditionally. So understand, it's like I took out a chunk of cards, like just I knew exactly what I was doing again. So I remember every detail of that day. I feel you leaving me behind again because too much time is going by. That's what's triggering. Then this person's going to come to you because of that. That they hid behind material things. They hid who they really were from you. They want to know if you're happy without them, but they know that you'll be together again one day. And understand they feel like they're becoming a better person, and why they're coming towards you is she just can't stop thinking about you. I just took out a chunk. I didn't even, you know, so again, no mistakes. So when we pull it that way, that's what Spirit says. Spirit says, they do care, but they're working through their process. And part of their process is that they need to heal. That doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be with this person. You may not be, you know, you may not want to be with this person. I see again, like I feel like sometimes you want to reach out to this person, but you don't know whether or not you can really say the right thing to make this person open up to you, or whether they'll like again clam up. So you still have feelings for this person. Um, you feel like you just feel like there's a lot of attraction. We'll just put it like that. So there is a lot of chemistry. I feel like again, you believe that this is a soulmate again, so that again, you're like through the heart and mind, through the heart and mind, like your love will manifest again. So we know that's past life, right? That past life karmic made is like that there's this knowing and this familiarity, like I know this person, and it's again where you can't stop thinking about them and they can't stop thinking about you, but it's a difficult type of relationship because healing needs to be done, and that's or it just doesn't work out. It winds up, if you wind up entertaining it without the person doing the actual work, they can really like, it would not be good. So, like I said, I feel like every past life, karmic mate has the opportunity to step it up to like a twin flame level. And I feel like this person, they are healing. And there is a part that there is this very divine connection. Understand this person still is not emotionally mature though, because when their energy is stagnant, it triggers them, and sometimes they'll like just start an argument to help you, like to help get the energy flowing, or that this might be you again. So communication, I know that it's not an easy connection, but what's not deniable is that there is this love. And I feel like, again, this is you, which is, I know that the universe works in mysterious ways, but you judge this situation instead of surrender to it because, again, how this person makes you feel, what they do. And I actually feel like this person may do the same exact thing again, which what we saw all through the reading is I want this, but I don't. And you too, I want this, but I don't. And so, because if this person doesn't rise up to meet you, then it's you're not going to entertain it, even though there's passion, even though you love this person, you're not going to compromise. And I think that that's what this person finally gets. And that's why they're actually doing the healing, doing the work. It doesn't mean that they want to do it. It didn't mean that they listen. It's like they're surrendering to it. And that's how we come to a place of spiritual equilibrium. We have to surrender to it. What happens is this person became too tired. We can only stay in a place of cognitive dissonance for so long, which is because then we get uncomfortable being in this limbo state of I want it, but I don't. It's like I'm connected to this person and I love this person. I watch them from afar, but they make me angry, or I want it my way. It's like, or I don't like the way that they're giving, or I'm too insecure. Eventually, if it's real love, love will override because it gets too uncomfortable. And that's what we see in this connection. It's almost like you and this person are getting to a place of where it's becoming uncomfortable to have this energy cord connected to each other, but it's not moving forward. This person knows they have to come to you correctly. That's what they finally see. Waiting, holding out until someone better comes along. So it's almost like this is what you feel like this person did. They waited for a long time. So like again, which is common because again, they did not want to give in to it. Like they were like holding on to this, I want it, but I don't energy. Well, let me see if I can find somebody better. Again, being on different levels is again, I feel like again, this is what this person fears. They feel like maybe like you're on such different energy level now. But again, they want to reignite the initial spark that it had attracted you to them. So they still want the connection, but understand what they do know is that so much time has gone apart that most likely you're not going to be see eye to eye. They're going to have to work to be in this connection where if they thought that they weren't, and really like they have to come in correct. Like again, yeah, because it's like this, they want to resolve it. They want to resolve this connection. They don't like the way that it is. It's again standing by long lasting commitment. So again, this person really does have feelings for you. It's just like the longer the time goes by, the more uncomfortable that they get, the more that they get fear that you're going to move and meet somebody else. They become more paranoid. It's again, and then their fears of maybe you grew apart from me, maybe you don't want to hear from me, maybe again, their own. So again, they're working through everything. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. Let's see. Whoa! First card out. Let's just pull them is again physical touch and organized chaos because they stuck to my fingers. This one's flipped over, so we're gonna take it. It's rage, suppression. Let's see. A few fell onto my lap, and we're gonna take those two just because. And that's authority, inner authority, unworthy, gifts, and misunderstanding. And we are going to take 3 from this deck. Then we will read it all together. Now you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life, inner sanctuary, warrior of light, divine timing. Oh, got ahead of you. Limitless potential. Okay, so we're going to move those over to the side and we're going to read these together. So when we have pull the inner child wound cards, The inner child goes through experiences that are traumatic, and those traumatic experiences are felt as emotions. And those emotions make an imprint on the subconscious mind. When we don't integrate the spiritual lesson, that energy imprint stays on the subconscious mind. So the body holds on to that feeling, even though the mind may not remember it anymore, because again, it became part of the subconscious mind. So again, what'll happen is we will continue to live out the same types of karmic experiences because those karmic experiences teach a particular karmic lesson. So again, that's called a karmic loop. When a person's like, well, I grew up in this type of environment where there was a lack of money. So I always had a problem with making money. That could be, again, a karmic theme. A karmic theme could be about love. I've been abandoned by every single type of relationship. So again, that's the karmic theme, abandonment. So every single karmic theme like needs to be integrated, which is to see how you contributed to the imbalances within the connection. And again, what you can do to actually create change. There's many different realities that play out at one time. So depending on what you do, and hopefully, what you do is in alignment with your true self, your higher self, so you can get the best karmic outcome. Again, because karmic is not good or bad, we associate it with bad. So, again, the inner child wounds that continue to play out within your life, where again, we said no emotional, again, physical touch is emotional. Suppression, again, to be suppressed is to be, you're not allowed to express yourself as a child. You were, put down, and you were put down by belittled. So emotional abuse again, which created a lot of anger and resentment because again, it didn't make you feel safe. Created a very chaotic environment. However, you did go to school, you did get your needs met. It's just what you wanted to do, how you wanted to express yourself was continually suppressed, making you feel as if that was bad, whether that was you needed to be someone else, that you weren't good enough. However, you got a good like inner authority, which is the intuition, meaning like I know what's right, what's wrong. I may have to live in accordance to these people's rules to survive, but that's not who I want to be. That's not what I want to do. I have to like abide by these people's rules. Like so being around someone that's very strict. Again, someone that again belittles you and makes you feel again we saw belittled and we also saw again unworthy, which shows us again emotional and psychological abuse, which causes again the rage, the anger, but understand in that trauma you have gifts. So again, and those gifts in the beginning may make you seem as if you're not understood. I don't understand you. You're different. I don't know how to love you. I don't know why you're so angry. I don't know why, again, when we grow up in very imbalanced environments where everyone plays a role, you might have been the black sheep of the family where you were made to feel unworthy. You were made to feel not good enough. And at the moment that you tried to express yourself, you were belittled. It was shut down. You were told who you were, and you began to live from that level of consciousness. But the problem is, if you lived from that level of consciousness where you were living from what somebody else said that you were, and that somebody belittled you and bullied you and made you feel unworthy, well, then you're not coming from your true self. You're coming from a lower version of yourself, and everybody has a higher self. Everyone's true self wants love. Everybody wants to walk from this level of love. It's like that's our natural way of being. That's our God-given energy. When we're in a place of at ease, we're in the energy of unconditional love. It's when we are stressed out that we are in disease. And so when we are cut off from love, which again, love is seen as through other people that emotionally fulfill us, as well as, our lover, and also our creator, right? So again, love is the expression. So when we feel cut off from love, we're actually cut off from the universe and we're actually cut off from ourselves. And so we are living someone else's narrative. And a lot of times, in order to fit in, to feel safe, to mold to the environment. But that wasn't your narrative. That was what someone made you feel because maybe you weren't a good student. Maybe, again, maybe you had a list. Maybe you walked funny. Maybe, again, there was some flaw that your parents saw in you that again triggered them, made them feel as if they were not good enough because they produced a child that had a learning problem, had a lisp, had whatever the imbalance was. So again, when you don't have healthy parents, spiritually healthy parents, well, the ancestral karma that is passed down is psychological and emotional abuse. Because unfortunately, when parents lived in imbalanced environments, and a lot of parents that our parents grew up in World War II, they were boomer babies. And they did not teach spiritual health. What they taught was you went to church, you went to religion, taught dogmatic practice. So there was a disconnect from the physical body, the physical world, and one's needs, not feeling supported, hence. So, really, again, to be able to heal is to be able to utilize those gifts. And it's first and foremost to realize that it's all found inside, to connect to the higher self, the God part of self. And that means also to realize that in everything happens in the right time, right? So you're not far behind. You may say, well, why is this happening now? Spirit says everything's in divine order. Everything happens in divine time. And so, and right now, what you need to do is use your passions to fight for what you believe in, to stand your ground. So that means even if this person comes into your life, someone comes into your life, and they want you to do what's best for them, Spirit says, no, you need to do what's best for you because you have limitless potential. It's again, the only thing that can stop you is you. You're here to achieve great things. So it's again, you have to stand your ground because what we see here is when you were growing up, that someone belittled you, someone made you feel unworthy, someone said, this is who you are. And you lived from that consciousness because it was safe to. But there was a whole other life that you didn't experience. God says they're not mistakes. That again, everything that happens in your life helps create you, will help you on your path. And to help you on your path, it's to be so stand in your truth. And again, channel that energy. Use your spiritual gifts. Use all your gifts. And gifts can be as something as simple as you connect really well with people. You're good with people. It's again, Spirit says it's time for you to again to use your passion, something that you love, something that you believe in, something that means something to you, and stand in that energy. Don't let anybody come into your life and tell you who you need to be, what you should do, what you can. Don't let anyone persuade you. Create the life, Spirit says, that you want to live. And that means by connecting to different people, to again invest your time and your energy into, again, being able to create whatever it is your passion. For each and every one of you, it's someone different. This person's going to come back in divine time. You don't need to figure out whether you want to be with them or not, because you right now it's again, you want this person, but you don't the same way that this person wants you, but they don't. So you have to come to a place of spiritual equilibrium by letting it go for a while, walking away from it, and again, putting the energy into your time. But if you, what you want is, I want a real relationship from this person, Spirit says, stand your ground. Again, use your passion to fight for what you believe in, meaning put all your energy into creating yourself. you're making that person give you because they want you, but they don't. They're hoping that you would surrender and not hold to boundaries. They see that that's not possible. If it's real, they're going to come back and give you what they want. What it says here is they say not now, but they feel like in the future, you don't want to be in the same place now, like in the future where you are now or where you were. So it's again, you'll know only what you want then. But if you're creating your life, most likely you won't even want this person. Like I said, because there'll be other opportunities. And really that's the relationship right now really was not to for you to be with this person or vice versa. It was to awaken things that needed to be healed within both of you. And that yes, it required love and there is love, but it's like Spirit says there's so much more to life out there for you that it's not going to be, I want it, but I don't. You're going to say, I definitely want it. And that's the energy that you want someone to pick you in, is what Spirit says, that they want it, but they don't because of what happened in the past. That's again, then they don't want it bad enough. It's that you want someone that wants you 100%. No, no question. And the reason why is because then they're going to get into a connection with you and expect you to give everything because hey, now they're here, but they made you wait. They didn't know what they wanted. It's like I said, I feel like that's why it's not supposed to happen now. Again, because again, this person would have to build trust, where Spirit says trust that life, like that, trust life and your strength, and in your strength each moment guides you to the light. Everything on your path is placed there for your growth, including this person. And that's all that they were placed here for, in my opinion, was to help you heal, was to help you again evolve more, because hey, there's other opportunities that you're going to step into limitless potential, which is a lot better than, well, I want it, but I don't really know. Like I want it, but I don't. That's your issue. And I can see why you would say, well, I love this person. I can't help but the fact that I love this person, but I don't like all that. And Spirit says, right. So by you again jumping into your, creating yourself and pouring into your passions, you can stand your ground and again, not sway from it. And eventually this person will come back. They even know that they'll come back. You just don't know when. And most likely you wouldn't want to be with them by the time that they came back because you would have recreated a whole other life. It doesn't say that in this story, but it's again depending on how long it took to have them come back. And that's what they know. They know time is ticking and they're worried that you're going to meet someone before they're ready to come back. So they're going to get really uncomfortable because it's like, I know I need to do the healing, but I also want to be, and that's their issue. So again, they're in this really uncomfortable energy of, again, working through it, which means that you're in a really uncomfortable position right now, too, kind of like working through it, whether you want to or not. And Spirit says it's an essential part of your healing. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.